What's up, everybody? TheJiveGoblin back here for another episode of Terrafirmacraft. We're gonna start this episode off by showing you what I said I was gonna do at the end of the last episode. I built a bunch of signs and we put out some clear goals for the series. There's some more long-term goals, like having a chest plate of every type of metal, a farm with all of the crops and whatnot. There's some more short-term goals, finishing the house, and making a bed. So here, I'll let you guys look through them here. I'm not going to stand here and read all of them, but you can kind of see what direction we're heading in. Today we're actually going to be working on two different ones of these. We're going to be working on getting a bed and getting leather, because I want to get a bellows made before we do any more kind of smithing, and for that we need leather, so we're going to jump in on that. I know this is terribly ugly, but I had to do something, protect myself. Just playing a bit off camera to get, the resources and everything, so you guys didn't have to sit through all that boring stuff. So over here, I set up a barrel full of water, another barrel that's right now full of water but it's going to be tannin, and then here's a barrel that's right now empty that's going to be lime water. So we're going to start off, we have our rawhide and sheepskin here. We need to turn this sheepskin into rawhide. So we're going to take that with a knife, I believe. Maybe I need to do it over here in at the crafting bench. Yeah, there we go. I had to do it in the crafting bench. Okay, so the sheepskin with the knife will take wool, give us wool. So that's how you get wool. We're gonna take this rawhide. There's the rawhide from the sheepskin as well. So we have 8 pieces of rawhide. We want to start off by putting the rawhide in lime water. So I have 8 buckets of water because it takes 8 buckets of water to fill one of these barrels. We're going to make these into lime water. There are 4 different kinds, as far as I know, that will produce flux of rocks, that is. There's marble, chalk, limestone, dolomite, I believe, are the 4. What you do is you take some of those rocks and get a hammer, and that turns into flux. So now we have a bunch of flux. We'll take flux with a bucket of water, and that gives us a bucket of lime water. Part of the reason why it's been a little bit since the last episode was I actually had to go find the marble. I had to find one of the rocks that let us make flux, because we were kind of at a choke point where we really couldn't do much more without flux. Flux is very important in leather making, and it gets important in metalworking later on as well. So now we have our 8 buckets of lime water. Go ahead and put these in. All you do is put the bucket in here and it automatically empties it, and you can see it filling up on the side over here. So we'll put our 8 buckets of lime water in. And this is why I filled up the other 2 off camera, because it would be kind of boring to see me fill up these 8, run to the river, fill up the 8 buckets of water, run back, do this one by one in here. Alright, so now this is filled with lime water. What we're going to do is we're going to take our rawhide and set our rawhide in here, and we're going to seal the barrel. Okay? So the barrel should be sealed. Yeah, see, now we can't open it. We won't be able to open this barrel or interact with this barrel again until that process is done. And then right here for the tannin, right now this is just normal water in here. What we want to do is we want to take a log and put a log in there and seal that. See, that's the same. We can't interact with that. So once that's done, that'll now be filled with tannin, which we'll need, you know, later on. So while we're waiting on them, we are going to go ahead and try and make some cloth, some wool to get a bed. So we're gonna run down here to our fire pit. I guess, what am I doing? We had a fire pit right in the house. Derpy derp derp. Alright, let me run back here. Alright. So now you want to take a piece of clay, put it over top of a stick, and that's going to give you a clay spindle. And we're going to have to cook that. So let's get all this ready. Oh, open the fire. Just put a couple logs in. Let's light it. Alright, now put the clay spindle in here. Wait for this to cook and heat up. And this is what we're going to use to make our wool cloth. So once this heats up, this is just like you know, cooking the clay molds for the iron ingot, or well, the metal ingots. I don't know why I'm used to vanilla, I guess. I keep just saying iron, but there's more than just iron in this game. So we're waiting for this to heat up and finish. Anytime. Any day now. Any day. Come on. Come on. You gotta be close. You have... Wow. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that gives us a spindle head. I'm just gonna throw some pork chop in here to try and eat up the rest of that. So once you get a spindle head, you go ahead and go in your inventory. Right like that. Over top of a stick, and that gives you a spindle. So then we want to take the spindle, put the spindle with some wool, and that's going to give us wool yarn. So we'll go ahead and turn all that into wool yarn. That gave us 40 wool. And then when you take this wool yarn, you got to go like this, like a wood plank block, and that gives you wool cloth. Alright, once we got that wool cloth, let's take some wood. See if I can remember here. I think we need planks, so let's make some planks. And then planks and wool cloth. Yep. And there's our bed. So we now have a bed. Finally. Like I said, this whole mess here is temporary. It was a last minute hasty thrown together mess. So now we have a bed. These probably aren't anywhere near done yet. So it took me a while to get all those resources together, but once you have them all together, it doesn't take that long to actually, you know, go through the steps to make it. So we can come out here, take that down. We have a bed. So now we're just waiting on the creation of leather. Now while we're doing that, I guess I can show you, I found 2 more trees. Aspen, which almost look like birch on the outside. I thought it was birch at first, but the leaves looked a little different. That was the only thing that made me stop and check it out. It's kind of like an ashy color inside. And then we also found willow. Weeping willows, I assume. Which they're kind of ugly. So we're getting closer to our other goal here, is to get all 16 kinds of trees. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11. We only have 5 more kinds to find. And then I started like a tree farm over here. Have some olive trees growing here. And this is just all different. I took all the saplings out of that chest over there and kind of planted them so we can start collecting massive amounts of wood. Because one of the next things that we're going to do is create a charcoal pit. And the charcoal pit we're going to need a ton of wood for. It is starting to get dark, so I'm going to head inside. I haven't died in quite a long time, and I don't plan to, because it really sucks in this game. So oh, there's a spider already. We're gonna head inside. Let's check and see if this is done yet. Oh yes, it is. Okay, so now we have soap tide. So now the next thing we have to do is we take the soaked hide, we take a knife, you probably have to do this in the crafting table. So soaked hide, knife. Am I doing this? What? What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Oh, it was right there. I just... Derpy derp derp. So you put a knife over the soaked hide, and you get scraped hide. So once you get your scraped hide, you then want to come over to your plain water and put your scraped hide into the plain water. And then you go ahead and seal that. And then it'll be the same thing. You won't be able to get in here till it's done. See, this is now tannin. Tannin is in here. That finished. So we're not going to do anything with that yet. We have to wait for this to finish. And then once that finishes, we can then put it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and wait around and wait for this to finish, and we'll be back when that's done. Alright guys, so we slept through the night, and overnight this finished soaking, and it is now prepared hide. So you take the prepared hide out, and once you have prepared hide and your tannin's finished, you want to make sure it's tannin, you know, make sure you put the wood in here and sealed it and all that. And you take your prepared hide, put it in the tannin, seal that off. Again, won't be able to interact till that's done. But once that's done, then we will finally have leather. So let's go ahead and put all of our stuff we don't need away. Or at least some of it. Put that in there. We'll put some of these buckets away. We don't need all these. Alright. So. Oh. Flowers away. And clay. Alright. Let's see here. What else can we do while we're waiting on that leather? Not much, honestly. So I think I'll just, I'll wait for that to finish and I'll cut ahead and we'll be back. Hey guys, actually, I thought while we're waiting for that to finish, let's go ahead and start work on a temporary charcoal pit. So let's get a little bit away from where our house and stuff is. Let's go back, like back right over here. Looks pretty good, like right over the hill. We're not too far away, but far enough away that, you know, it won't get in the way. We're gonna do a, you know, a fairly small one to start. We're going to do 5 by 5. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll dig this hole here out. Oh, that was too far. Yep. Oh, should have did this in the first place. Whoa. Okay. So now let's dig this back out here. So we're gonna do 5 by 5, and we'll only do it. We're gonna do 2 layers. So we have that. We have that dug out there. Let's go grab some wood. And we need a lot of wood. I do mean a lot. So I think we're gonna go with this sequoia here because we have a lot of it. So let's just start grabbing a bunch of this. Probably all we have sitting here. And we can always get plenty more. There's these giant trees right here. I don't know if we went over this before, but these giant trees right here are sequoias. And they drop an insane amount of wood when you chop one down. It normally takes me like 2 or 3 axes, full axes, to chop down one of these trees, but you get so much wood from them. We are gonna need much more than this anyway. But we can at least, you know, start laying the foundation down. So what you want to do is you want to come in and take your wood. Let's keep a javelin here for safe measure. You want to take your wood, you want to start setting it down. And you want to, you know, fill up every space except for the middle. You want the middle to, you know, be open. And then what you want to do is you want to, you know, fill up all of these. So let's... Okay, that bottom one's filled now. If you just right click, it automatically puts it in, and then when it places one on top, that's when you know the bottom one's full. So let's fill all of these up. We are definitely going to need a hell of a lot more wood. So let's see here, this one is filled. Alright, we need more wood. So do we have an axe? We do have an axe. Alright. I don't think I showed you this, so I guess I'll go ahead and show you this now. Feels a little bit cheaty, but because of how hard everything is, I don't mind doing it. If you take Douglas firs and you plant them so that there's one space in between them, like this. You take your axe and you start chopping down one of them. Once you you get the full block break, like we're about to right here, it actually chops all of the trees. So as you can see, we just got a couple logs from each one of these Douglas firs. Let's go ahead and make another axe quick. See if we can't chop down some more of them. So it is obviously some kind of glitch in the code or something, but it makes chopping down Douglas firs trees so much easier, and you can save a lot of time, and that's time you can put towards doing other stuff. It's more productive than just chopping down trees. So we'll go ahead and we'll finish this, and then we'll go back and check on our leather. Yep. And it's starting to get nighttime. See, look at all of this. This is... yeah. I guess we're just gonna end up missing those logs. We need to get inside before all the creepers spawn and blow everything up. Like there's one right up there already, I can see. So let's go to bed. Alright, let's check on this. And look at that, we have leather. So we just made our first leather and our bed. We already accomplished 2 of our goals. We're halfway to a charcoal pit. We are making some progress, guys. So, let's see here. We need another axe. This is another one of the reasons why I really want to get metalworking going, because I'm getting tired of making these stone axes all the time. Because you go through the stone axes so quick. So let's go here. Let's go ahead and take some of this wood, make some planks, and we are going to make a bellows. So you take planks and you go across the bottom, and then you go across the top, and then you put leather in the middle. And that gives us a bellows, which you can use them. Those are like the big accordion looking things. That's probably a terrible explanation, but the things that medieval blacksmiths use, and they pump air into the fire to make the fire hot. And they work the same way in Terrafirmacraft as they did in, medieval times. Make sure there's no creepers out here. So that's the last thing we want, is a creeper to come and blow up all this hard work. So we could go ahead and take this one down. Let's come over here. Let's finish chopping these trees. Which I just realized I made a huge mistake, but it's a little late now. Oh well, my bad. I did not break down the leaves and get saplings to replace these. So I'm gonna have to go out in the wild and search for Douglas firs again. Alright. Now we got a bunch of this wood. Let's keep filling up. And you can put different kinds of wood in the same one of these log piles. I just have them separated up by the house so it's easier to, get the kind of wood that we want when we want it. So, whoop. Fill up all of these piles with wood. Man, I don't think you guys realize how much I put in off camera in this game between last episode and this episode. It's probably honestly like 8 or 9 hours. It was ridiculous finding that, you know, the rocks for the flux. I traveled about almost 2,000 blocks that way before we found anything. We're gonna need even more wood. So, I think we're about at the length of our episode. Might be a little bit short. My throat's getting really dry. I need to go get a drink. I feel like we accomplished a good bit in this episode. We got a bed done. We got leather. We have half of our charcoal pit finished. So I think I'm gonna call it an episode here. Next episode when we come back, we'll finish the charcoal pit. And now that we have a bellows, we'll work on some more metallurgy and, you know, do some more smithing and get some more tools made. And I'll show you how to make some different tools like a scythe to cut down leaves and stuff. So I hope you guys come back and watch the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll catch you on the flip side.